Most people will tell you that being in debt is bad and that you should always strive to be debt free. But the truth is, most multimillionaires utilize debt consistently. So for them, it's good to have debt. So, what's the difference between good debt and bad debt? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, my name is Myckelle Williams, and I am a certified coach, entrepreneur, and a mentor with the Win Blueprint. Today is Talk About It Tuesday, and we're going to talk about good debt versus bad debt. Now, many of you know my story about how I got divorced and I was practically homeless a few years ago. I filed bankruptcy and my credit score had tanked down into the 500s. I had no clue how to get ahead. So I started studying credit building, and with hard work and consistent effort, I grew my credit score to over 800, and I learned how to leverage debt rather than fear it. I also worked really hard to build my business credit, and I got an 80 paydex score and close to $200,000 in revolving credit within a couple of short months. Now, originally, I will admit this was a challenge for me because I listened to the Dave Ramseys of the world that told me that you should always strive to be debt free. Now, I even took Financial Peace University, so this was stuck in my head for many years. And while that may work for the average American who has a W-2 and is not looking to scale a business, I had to learn that it does not at all work for an up-and-coming entrepreneur trying to buy assets. Now, once I started researching the wealthy, such as Robert Kiyosaki's and the Myron Goldens, and I saw how they grew their empires, I had to change my mindset about debt from consumer to investor. Listen, when used wisely, debt can be a powerful tool for achieving your real estate investing goals. Smart investors leverage debt to build wealth rather than avoiding it altogether. Now, in order to make debt work for you, you first need to understand it and have self-control when you're offered lines of credit. That is so important. The goal is to keep your utilization down and pay off any balances over 20%. I personally do 10%. It won't help you guys if you get the cards and run them all up without having a plan to pay them off. So it all comes down to this. Is the debt helping you build wealth and improving your financial situation over time? That's the question. So how can you tell if something is good debt or bad debt? Well, good debt is an investment into your future, and it typically increases in value or it generates income. Examples include real estate loans, business auto loans, SBA financing loans, or tax liens. These are things that appreciate in value and they generate residual income and yield high returns. Now, as for bad debt, they do not generate income and often lose value over time, making it harder to build wealth. Examples of bad debt include car loans for non-income producing vehicles, credit card debts, payday loans, personal loans for luxury items such as vacation and designer clothes. Guys, do not buy liabilities, only buy assets. Liabilities are things that depreciate in value over time. They have high interest rates and they trap you in a never-ending cycle of debt. The difference is this. Good debt works for you, helping you grow your wealth, but bad debt works against you, draining your finances without a return. Smart investors leverage good debt to build assets while avoiding or minimizing bad debt. Now, one thing I do want to add on a side note is that I know I said credit cards are in the bad debt category, but credit cards can also be used for good debt if they're used in the right way. Such as, let's just say you're leveraging rewards and points and cash backs for everyday purchases. I do that all the time. I pay maybe an electric bill or a mortgage payment with a credit card just to get the points, and then I turn around and take those points and get free hotel rooms and airfare. So essentially you're getting free money for expenses you pay anyway. Great use of debt. You can also use credit cards to build and maintain strong credit, which will get you better interest rates in the long run. For me, I had $120,000 of personal credit, but I only used 1% of that. So then I'm able to take that and use it to get great lines of business credit and business auto loans at low percentages. You can also use credit cards for short-term business or investment funding. Let's say you have a rehab you're in the process of doing, you use a 0% APR card, you sell the property right after, and you pay the balance of that card off before that interest kicks in. You can also use credit cards as an emergency buffer without cost. Instead of using high interest payday loans or draining your savings, you can take a credit card with a 0% APR, and it can be just a short-term financial cushion for emergencies as long as you pay it off before the interest starts again. Now, when credit cards become bad debt is when you A, carry a balance to pay high interest, or B, use them for unnecessary expenses without a payback plan, or C, just max them out. That kills your credit utilization. The rule with credit cards is this: if you can pay it off in full and benefit from the perks, it's good debt. If you're paying high interest and getting nothing in return, it's bad debt. Smart investors use credit cards as a tool, not a trap. Now, I will say this, at the WIN Blueprint, we help you to learn how to utilize your debt in a way that's conducive to your real estate investing goals by partnering you with credit repair people, as well as assistance with business credit building. So you don't have to use your own credit to finance projects, because that drops your score considerably. Now, if you're interested in learning more, click on the link below and let's grow.